What's up? I wanted to come get out here before it got too cold, which it's already freezing, so I'm gonna close my visor. Kinda just wanted to talk to you guys today about the bike in general. My feelings on it. I don't know who's howling right now. Sorry, I'm easily distracted. I wanted to talk to you guys about this bike, how I'm feeling about it, if I'm happy with my decision or not, because I've had it for like a week and a half now, and I've been riding it everywhere. I have, let me see how many miles I have on it really quick. I have 237 miles on it for about a week and a half, which is, you know, pretty significant. Past my tires break-in time, which is kind of cool. They look pretty broken in. They still have the little like fuzzies. What do you even call these? I don't know what you call them. They're like bristles almost. But I mean, it's been doing pretty great. I know I'm gonna regret saying this, but I haven't dropped a bike yet, and I have 250,000 miles pretty much on this thing, and I haven't dropped it, which is good. I'm gonna ride it around a little bit today. I don't have a GoPro or anything like that, so I can't necessarily really show my point of view that much. Yeah, I'll kind of set my camera up so I can show you guys me riding around a little bit. Try to get up to speed-ish in this little parking lot here. Hopefully if it stays like not super crazy. I have a little bit of room, but it's not like a crazy amount of room. I actually learned kind of how to maneuver and ride like on a street bike compared to just like the training bikes you get in your motorcycle learning course in a school. So this is very similar. Kind of hoping like I had cones or something in my garage so I could swerve in between them or like line them up and kind of set up some stuff to avoid and maneuver, but that's okay. Just put my phone on the quad lock because that's how I'm recording all my audio right now, and just ride around a little bit so that I can show you guys kind of how it performs. It's perfect for me. If you guys aren't aware, I don't know if I already said this, but this is the RS457 457cc bike, so kind of like your starter range bike. Fared from Aprilia. I got the racing color Aprilia. There were two other options. There was like a white on black, and then like a prismatic. Everybody calls it like oil spill, which it's not gonna call a bike oil spill, but I got the racing stripe one and I love it. It's actually all black if you didn't have the stickers on it. Let me pull it up to the side so you guys can see it. There it is, in its glory. And this bike is plenty fast for me, at least. I'm still learning. At this point, I only have like 3-4 months still experience riding a bike, so I'm fairly new. I'm pretty comfortable riding this. I've ridden it on the highway actually home from the dealership. Don't recommend that, especially when you're on your break-in period for your tires. Don't do that. Especially, it was night and it was freezing. I was freezing my butt off, bro. I also have been riding it in back roads, in traffic. I live really close to this really like open field, so there's a lot of like winding roads over in the fields and stuff. A lot of free area to ride where there's not really many cars, which is really cool. But yeah, for everything I've needed it for, it's really maneuverable. This thing is so light, you can weave so easy, and hopefully my tires are warmed up enough where I shouldn't run into any issues when I'm weaving. Yeah, I've been just taking it super easy, other than that initial first ride down the highway to get home. I love all the different modes. You have sport mode on this one specifically, and then you have eco mode and rain mode, which is really cool. You have adjustable traction control, and also the wheels. I thought this was really cool. They're Aprilia branded wheels. They're like track wheels. I don't know how good they are necessarily because I'm not an expert, but I don't know necessarily how good they are for the street, just because they are kind of designed for track. On the screen too, I almost forgot to mention, you can see like your miles, how many miles you need until you get like a tune-up, maintenance, things like that, your battery status, how cold, how hot it is. There's a lap time on here, so like if you were to use this bike for the track, you can take it to the track and then record your lap time, which is really cool, like how fast you're going, your top speeds, things like that. It also has like a little icon for your kickstand to show that, see if it's down, which is really cool. I was showing one of my buddies, Micah, who actually went with my friend group and I and their family to get the bike. And he was like, oh yeah, there's a little kickstand button there that shows you if your kickstand is up or not. And he was like, that's kind of cool because I ride a Cruiser and that doesn't have that. But yeah, overall, it's really solid bike. You got your really nice turn signal. Little horn here, which is kind of fun. I haven't actually had to use that in traffic, which is probably a good thing. Light switches are also on this left side here. And I think I already scratched up below the little like starter ignition, but it's just like a tiny little scratch, so it's okay. But yeah, overall, just like such a solid bike. I paid what, 8,300 for it is how much I paid for it, which is honestly, it's pretty expensive. But it is 2025. This thing goes though. For being a 457cc, how light it is, this thing flies. Like, I feel like it accelerates just because of how light it is so quickly, which is really nice. I definitely need to do something about this brake control as well as this clutch, because the only complaint I have about this bike, I'll show you guys right now, I don't know what I'm doing. This clutch right here, so far out with its friction zone that once you're trying to release the clutch, friction zone lets out about there, which is like, usually they say it's between like 1 and 6 or 1 and 5, where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you let out. My friction zone is at the very end, which makes it kind of hard for me personally to get away from stops, just because I have to go all the way out of my friction zone. I wish it was around like here, so that I could kind of accelerate from stops a little bit more quickly. It helps with like traffic and lights, especially like stop and go traffic, things like that. But that's like my only complaint with it at all. And I mean, it's completely stock. You can get like $20-$30 clutch bars off of Amazon. It's like 20-30 bucks off of Amazon, so it's not necessarily like a huge deal. And I mean, it's a stock bike, so I can't really complain too much. I do plan eventually to make changes to the exhaust here. It is a full exhaust, so it would have to be a full exhaust change because the entirety of the exhaust is covered up. I'd have to rip out the entire exhaust and then build it back together. It's like a future me thing, just because this bike is a little bit quiet. When you're in traffic, you want people to hear you, so being able to customize that exhaust is a great thing. It's so pretty. That is one thing I will say about it. I love how slim it is, because I was riding my friend's Ninja 650 for a couple months before I got this bike, and this one just feels so much slicker, so much slimmer. And also, you're a little bit more tucked on this bike than you are on the Ninja 650. Like, look how aggressive this is comparatively. Like, it's not super aggressive. Like, it's not like an R7 or anything aggressive, but like comparatively to the Ninja, oh, a little honk of the horn there. Comparatively to the Ninja, like, you were tucked over this gas tank here. Like, you were over it. So it is a little bit more sporty, a little bit more aggressive, which I kind of like. I mean, that's the point of having a sport bike, is to be a little bit more aggressive. Not necessarily like speed super fast, but you want to be aggressive on a sport bike. But yeah, when you're over this, you're just like, especially like when you're zooming a little bit, either like on a highway or like higher speed limit roads, you kind of tuck. Especially now because it's been freezing. It's Halloween, by the way. Happy Halloween, guys. Maybe I'll like dress up in a costume or something in this video later. Who knows?